Today I'm going to show you how to make a pinch pot rattle. So this is an example of a finished piece, and if you listen carefully, it rattles when I shake it. I created this critter by using 2 pinch pots, and then I had to poke a hole in the bottom so there wouldn't be any trapped air, which is a very important step. I'm going to begin this project by taking a piece of clay and dividing it into 2 equal parts. I want them to be about the same because I'm going to turn each part into a pinch pot and I'm going to put them together, so they need to be close to the same size. Notice I'm going to take my pinch pot and tap it on the board to make a flat top. That's going to make it go together better. So I'll turn both pieces into a pinch pot and then make sure that the rims are about the same size and they're both flat so they go together easily. Before I put them together, I need to make my rattles. So I'll take small pieces of clay and roll them into a ball, and then I'll actually need to wrap these pieces of clay into a paper towel. This serves the purpose of making it so the rattle doesn't stick to the inside of the pinch pot. When it gets fired, it will just burn off and I'll have a rattle. I recommend adding at least 3 rattles to the inside of your form. Once I have my rattles safely tucked inside one of my pinch pots, I'm going to score the top of both pieces and then use slip and put them together. My pinch pots weren't the same size, so what I did is I just pinched my smaller pinch pot to make it a little wider so they'd fit together better. Once you have this all ready, you can go ahead and smooth out that seam as best you can. You want to try to make that seam become invisible. You can shape your hollow form a few different ways. You can roll it around on your board, you can kind of tap it with your hands. You can also use some of these tools to smooth it out and shape it into more of a sphere instead of a longer oval shape. To add a 3rd pinch pot, maybe for the head or some part of your critter, you can. Just make sure that when you do that, you poke a hole. So when I added my snout, I had to hollow that out just because it was too thick of clay. Also notice I made grooves with some of my tools, and then I added a tail, ears, and eyes. You can decide what you want to add to your critter. These tools work excellent for some of the things that I just described. This is called a sculpting tool. You can use this to press into the clay. Maybe you're trying to make scales or some other sort of texture. You can also draw with the other end of that piece as well. The ribbon tool actually carves out pieces of clay. Just be careful that you don't accidentally carve a hole into your piece. This is called a kidney tool, and this tool is to smooth out your clay. Sometimes this works better than others. You can go ahead and try it out. Maybe it will help you cover up your seam. And finally, we have the needle tool. This works really well for poking a hole into your hollow form so that it doesn't break in the kiln. You can also use this to write your name, or maybe you want to add lines to your critter. So that's the end of the video. This is how you create a hollow form that rattles. What you do with this and what you add to it is up to you. I look forward to seeing what you create.